I'm colorblind, yeah. Colorblind for all my life, and they kept painting rainbows. I'm colorblind, it's black and white. It seems it will remain. And you've been colorblind for all your life, too scared to even say so. We're colorblind, it's black and white. It seems it will remain so. Colorblind, yeah. Colorblind, I know, 'cause we're here, but they took us somewhere. So what they say we're falling out of line. They don't know the two of us are colorblind, yeah.
Slowest seconds I've ever encountered in my life.
Yeah, I don't know, like the countdown thing was like really slow, and I was like,
Hi everyone, Corrupt immediately with the bed check. The bed is made, Corrupt.
You will never not, because like you will never not make that bed now, right? Like, isn't that the,
exactly.
like there's no
now that it's being
you'll
checked
just be
on,
endlessly
he's gonna have it.
Yeah. Well, that's the stealth. That's the stealth trick that Trev pulled on me. Basically, was like, how can we get Rory to like? How can we drag him kicking and screaming into adulthood? And it was like, well, the
So
way to do it is to get him to make his bed. Yeah.
Is this where we set the check the lampshade if it's crooked or not?
No.
Channel point.
Look, I don't even use that lamp. All right, for what it's worth, I don't use it.
If you don't use it, then why do you have it? Just get rid
I
of
used
it.
to use it. That's why.
Hey Zippy, it's good to
Hi,
see
Zippy.
you. You're lurking. All right, lurk away, Zippy. I know you're playing some Overwatch.
Calling Zippy out with the.
I know. Zippy and Tater have been playing Overwatch
Heal
today.
Team 6.
Nice.
That's the last update I got.
Heal Team
Zippy,
6.
may
Yeah.
you play something other than a tank? That is my hope and dream for you tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just 2 of them, so I think they're only queuing for, what you call it? You made it public info. You doxed yourself.
Oh, I'm doing great, Corrupt. It's Canada Day, of course. A happy Canada Day to everyone in chat. Canadians and non-Canadians like Canada Day is for everybody.
Okay,
So,
can you?
Yeah,
can
what
you-
is
Can
Canada
you
Day?
educate the lowly Americans who may not completely understand?
Is that like the equivalent of
what
July
Canada
4th?
Day
Or...
So actually, it's the opposite of July 4th.
Oh.
July 4th you celebrate Independence Day, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
And it's I don't know much, but there's a movie from the early 2000s.
We celebrate how Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith saved them from aliens. That's
based on a true story.
That's a worthy celebration. So my understanding is that America, I'm assuming Independence Day is celebrating independence from the British Empire.
That is correct.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
That's
As you
what I've
know,
been
of
told.
course.
Yes.
As you know, of course, in Canada we don't have that. We are a Commonwealth country, right? And in fact, Newfoundland didn't even join Canada until the late 40s. So, especially from where I'm from, is still like very, very like British. And Canada Day celebrates the like Canadian Constitution. So it's like Canada becoming one. So it's like it actually has nothing to do with independence at all. It's kind of the opposite. It's like Dependence Day.
You guys aren't one.
Yeah, Unification Day.
That's a lie because you guys aren't one because you guys have Quebec. That's like its own thing.
Wow.
For those who don't know, there's a lot of like contests. If you enter like a contest for a giveaway or something, the rules will always be like any place in North America except Quebec. Because they have like different rules about contests there, I suppose.
Because Quebec,
so it works different.
Quebec's in the fine print, like not redeemable in Quebec.
Yeah, they really don't care. They're every time, and I remember the first time I was talking to Roy, I was like, why does it always say like except for Quebec? And he explained that like they're doing their own thing. I was like, oh, all right. That makes a lot of sense much.
Now. The Podon Happy Canada Day.
So you celebrate this? Is it like barbecues, like fireworks? Like is it sort of like a summer, like just paint the picture for us?
Yeah. So it's a firework holiday for sure. So usually so if you're in the capital city, you go to the Parliament building, like the main area. So if you're in Ottawa, you go to Parliament building and it's fireworks, a big light show and all sorts of stuff. I have been to Ottawa for Canada Day. It's quite lovely. But you have to understand something about Canada Day that is essential to being Canadian that is different from being American. So one of the things I've noted is that in America, for instance, Thanksgiving, very big holiday, right?
Yeah.
Like, very big deal. You have a football game, lots of food.
You guys
everybody
have
looks forward
it
to
in
it.
a different time period, if I recall.
It's in October because your Thanksgiving celebrates an actual historical event. Our Thanksgiving does not. So the day is totally arbitrary in Canada. And but we're way milder about our holidays up here than like our Canada Day. It's got nothing on July 4th. Like we need to step up our holiday. Like we need to get hype in Canada way more than we currently do.
You guys have Christmas locked down though, because you guys have the happy tree.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We don't have a mascot like that.
But like I think culturally we're a lot more mild about our holidays than America is.
I'd say so. Yeah.
I have another question. Is there like particular food? Because when I think of 4th of July, we do like watermelon and like cookout type of food. Is there like
hot dogs, stuff like that?
Yeah, usually it's like grilling and like
hot dogs and watermelon is what I think of.
We often do the grilling thing, but like it's very acceptable to have poutine on Canada Day as well. Like because it's such a national food. I should have ordered something myself.
Is it poutine with like maple syrup, or like do you guys just not?
Not generally, no.
You guys wake up and take a shot of maple syrup, and they're like, it's Canadian Day.
I mean, poutine. I mean, because that's like French fries and gravy, correct?
Yeah, it's cheese curds,
and
gravy,
cheese.
And fries.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like I know, like we've eaten the grilled cheese with the syrup on it before, but I don't know if I could do poutine like that.
I bet you there is a chef that could make that taste good, though.
Somewhere there has to be.
When I think of like,
we should ask Gordon Ramsay.
Have y'all ever dipped French fries into like a milkship? Like
yes, all the time.
I've never done that, but I've seen people do it. It's like it's a famous movie thing.
Sweet and savory thing. I feel like it could work. I don't know. I see it.
To me, it hinges on the gravy. It hinges on the gravy.
That I would like. Yeah.
Like
it's the gravy.
It has to be a very particular type of gravy, I think, for that to actually. For those two things to coexist. But you mentioned about like cookout food.
We should have beef.
So to be honest, like truthfully, like there's some things America does way better than Canada, and our grill game I think has a lot to be desired in general because we have so few summer months. I think like
that makes sense. Yeah.
I would imagine in Florida you can just have a barbecue whenever, right? Like
and in California.
Honestly, for me, like I love having barbecues like in the winter. It's actually a little cooler, and so it's
right.
Yeah,
ain't no Canadians having a barbecue in the winter. Like this is like
we've been in the winter. It's not something.
Yeah. And so I think honestly, like grill culture here is really underdone. And one of my like to-dos in America. Oh, yeah. one of my like to-dos in America is I hear you have a lot of like restaurants that have like Cajun barbecue and stuff like that. Like it's a restaurant, but it does barbecue. That's like its thing. And
yeah, well, I think like more like Cajun boil is what I think.
oh, okay, yeah. But like I gotta try some of these like barbecue restaurants that you have in America. Like that sounds awesome. So that's on my to-do. So
yeah, I guess like American barbecue is a very specific kind of thing. Where
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because it's so funny, when I lived up in New York, when we said barbecue, we meant hot dogs and hamburgers. When I moved out of Florida, like to the southern part of the United States, barbecue means actual barbecue, like smoking meats in a smoker, like pulled pork, brisket, like that kind of thing. So
yeah, I feel like Tater is saying it's very diverse, that term, and I think it is because it covers a lot of different
it's regional
food groups and.
That's what I've heard. I've heard
barbecue different than South Carolinian.
Because there's also Korean barbecue. There's.
I've heard Georgia barbecue is really good. I've heard Georgia has some really great like barbecue styles of barbecue restaurants.
Barbecue ribs.
Ribs are great. Ribs are great. See, I need to next time when this COVID thing is all over, I need to hit up some like great American barbecue places.
I did not know what pulled pork and sweet tea was until I moved down here.
Oh, really? I knew pulled pork.
Yeah,
we definitely know pulled pork.
I thought sweet tea was just like Lipton. Like I didn't.
I know both of those things, but I know people use them in combination.
No, they don't. I just thought that and all I knew was.
I thought you were saying like that was the thing, like you barbecued and drank sweet tea, and I was like, that sounds like a weird combination. But
no, barbecue and sweet tea.
No, yeah,
goes together. Like that's like one of the most southern things you can do is have some sweet tea. Georgia, they know how to barbecue.
That's all that matters. Let's close this one up.
States argue about who has the best barbecue for sure.
Oh boy,
yeah,
that's interesting. I don't think we argue about. Well, I mean, we can't argue about who has the best poutine because Quebec is argument over. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's.
No, you have to argue about it. Very Canadian. Like, no, you guys win. You
they get to win.
The
French
thing
they
ever.
get to
It's
win.
like we can't argue about it. We just give it. Like, what?
I'm definitely like Korean barbecue is something I've never had, and that's really high up on my list. Like for when like me and Morgan go down to like California and visit Trev and stuff like that. Definitely.
Do you
Korean
know the
barbecue
concept? Because like you make it there at the table. Like I don't know. If
yeah, exactly.
Like that and,
yeah. I think that's badass. I've done that sort of thing before because I've been to French restaurants where you do the same thing where you make it at the table.
Like a fondue situation. Like interesting. I don't think.
No, like a meat, like in France, like they have like you do like your meat and stuff like that there, like in the center. It's pretty cool, actually. I mean, it's a bit extra.
Tater is also right. You're gonna probably die. Like you can't come here and when it's like cool. Because like there's like no
it's never cool.
There's no cool seasons down here.
The good news is because Tiff has been down there and she said she thought it was more bearable because the heat was a little drier than it is here. Because where we're on an island, the heat is very like it's like walking underwater, right? This is probably I've never been to Florida, of course. But yeah, I just have to maybe I'll have to buy shorts because I don't own shorts. Actually, like do not own any like. Because what
I
do I need?
Melly right there. She's like, oh my gosh.
I agree, Beast in principle, but Tiff is more powerful than I am. like Tiff is stronger than me. I fully admit that.
Do you remember?
Have your legs ever been exposed
dancing?
to sunlight?
I don't think that was strength.
That's why. Wait,
I'd love to see.
Wait, sorry, Roy. That's a real question. Like, if you have never owned a pair of shorts, it's not that
I owned them when I was younger, when I was a kid. But
has adult Rory's legs ever been exposed to sunlight?
Only swimming. Only on the few times where I've worn swim trunks or something like that. Because I am a swimmer.
You didn't swim with like sweats on or something, like.
See, because that's the thing. Like, what we need to happen is to see if we can get Rory down to like Florida or California and just see if he can get a tan. Is he capable?
I mean, it should be possible because Morgan knows a bit about like my family.
He's gonna
like
look
that.
TS,
and like
he's gonna turn like red.
If I'm anything like my dad, I should absolutely be able to get a tan because my dad is like insanely tanned. Like my dad has a very dark complexion, relative to me. I like see through. But a lot my dad's side of the family actually do have darker complexions. So if I've inherited that in any way, the ability to tan, hopefully I can do it. But I'm planning a trip to Florida in the future. That's definitely one of the things me and Morgan have wanted to go down there. Of course,
just wait till it's not a COVID epicenter anymore, and then wait till
we'll wait for the vaccine.
Yeah,
it really has ruined.
When that happens, we have no idea.
You'll know it's safe to come back when Disney reopens, because Disney is not going to reopen.
They apparently had to like petition to not have all the amusement parks open again, and I was like, why are we petitioning? It should be common sense that we don't need all these places open with mass gatherings. Like,
well, because it wouldn't be good. Like for me, for example, because there's a theme park that we like to go to that's not too far away, but it's upsetting because I'm like, okay, we're definitely not going to that this year, even if, because we usually go in like maybe around August. Like, I'm like, even if they say, like, okay, it's safe to come here, kind of social distance, I've heard that they're, like, doing reservations or something, I guess, for it, or they're gonna start. And I was like, you know what, though? Like, why would I want to go to a water park or a theme park and have to wear a mask, and, like, get some weird tan line, like, from wearing a mask? I'd rather just not go. And I know some people be like, okay, well, I don't want a mask line, so I'm just not going to wear a mask. Like, I'm like, no, I'm just not going to go.
There's
I can
sacrifice 1,000% going to be those people. There are people who won't wear masks now in public, and like, let alone a fucking amusement park.
I went to the store the other day, like to EB Games, or what Americans call it, GameStop, same thing. And the employees were both wearing masks, which is great. Well done. Me too. But the customers weren't. And it was like a mother walked in with like her kid. Neither of them were wearing a mask.
I think there's an age limit for masks. I think if you're under a certain age, you don't have to wear one. But like if you're over that age,
it's like under 2 years old. It's not recommended.
It's like a toddler.
Oh no, this kid was like, I don't know, like 12 or like 8.
Yeah,
I don't know how old kids are, but like definitely old enough.
How old kids are? Where's Meerkat?
Wow.
That's good.
But yeah, I mean, the thing about the whole, like, all of this is that I'm, like, obviously I'm sad I haven't gotten to do some things. Like, I was supposed to hang out with Melly and Eric and Rory, like, I was excited about that. But it didn't happen. And it didn't happen because, this happened and we have to stay safe, and so we didn't do it, And I was supposed to go to Washington, D.C. with Rory and my family, in June. Like, we probably would have gone already. We probably would have been back already, but we were supposed to go to Washington, D.C. Didn't happen. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that we were supposed to do. Not happening, And yeah, I'm sad, and I can complain about how I'm sad about it, but I'm not going to be like, well, I'm going to do these things anyways. Like, I can sacrifice that. I can wait until it's safe again. Am I going to be upset and sad about it? Yes, but I can deal with that. Like, I can stay home. I can talk to my friends on here, and I can play my games, and that's about it.
Twitch is a really lucky thing to have in these sorts of times. Like, for not just for streamers, but for viewers too. I think Twitch has been huge. So I know one of the things, as Morgan says, everybody's been playing games. So I know for a fact here that everybody here has been playing things and looking to buy things. So there's, of course, the Steam Summer Sale happening right now and all. So what's everybody playing, and what's everybody hoping to play next in terms of games you might have bought during a sale?
Usually you specify like a person.
Starting with Melly.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I added a lot of games in the past few days, mostly because I'm okay. This is the perfect time for me to be in a Steam Summer Sale because I just finished, as you guys know, putting this PC together, and I can actually stream PC
Oh yeah,
games
this is
now.
the
Which
first podcast on your new PC as well.
Yes, it is.
How was the building? Can you talk a little? Sorry, if I can ask a question within a question, can you talk a little bit first about your experience building a PC and how easy or hard it is relative to your expectations?
I was terrified to build this because I thought I was gonna mess everything up. Granted, I had a lot of help, so like John was helping me a lot. So it was, I mean, it was a lot easier than I think I had built up in my mind. Like, I think the most confusing part of it, part about it was actually just wiring it, because it was a little tricky figuring out on like reading the motherboard and being like, okay, where does this wire go, or where is this supposed to go? So I think figuring out how to, you know, connect things to the motherboard and the power supply was probably the hardest thing.
Oh God, Trev.
How long did the whole process take you though? Because like when I did mine, it took me like the whole day, and I mean like 10 hours.
I mean, we started it. I think we started around 7 or 8 p.m. and then just kind of worked on it until we were tired, and then we decided we'd finish it the next day. But it was pretty much like I actually got a little bit sleepy like around midnight, and I was like, I just need to go to bed. And then John's like, well, I can continue to work on this. I was like, okay. So I went to bed, and then the next morning he's like, it's pretty much together. He's like, now we just need to. I think I was one cable short for hooking up the SSD. So I was just waiting for that cable to come. It came, and then yeah, it was done. It was finished the next day. So
Excellent.
Yeah,
So would you be more confident doing another one now, like a second, like if you had to do a total upgrade?
Immediately. I was like, as soon as we got through it, I was like, oh, I guess like I could have got liquid cooler. It didn't seem as like complicated. I think I just got scared by the idea of a liquid cooler. So I was intimidated by that. So I'm like, no, I won't do that. And then immediately I was like, well, that wasn't that bad. I guess I could do liquid cooler next time.
You totally could do an AIO. It's not necessary for what you do, but it absolutely could be done. It's not. They're not that hard. Like they're called all in one for a reason, right? It's because they make it real easy for you. In most cases, kind of expect that you might be using one.
Well, at first I was like, I didn't really do a ton of maintenance on my first PC just because I was the one who built it. I didn't know what was in there. And so I just kind of like would just clean it every now and then. But other than that, I didn't really do anything with it. But now that I understand like how everything is put together, I'd be a lot more confident to be like, oh, I can swap this out or So now that I actually understand what's going on in the case, like I'd be more inclined to, to make upgrades and that kind of thing. I just kind of basically left the first one alone. I didn't really mess with it, but this one I would feel a lot more comfortable getting in there. And I thought about adding a couple fans, but it's been running fine, so I don't even know if I need them.
The stock fans on the H510 are pretty good. There should be one on the top and one on the back, I think. Yeah. Well,
the thing I didn't realize was how hot my original PC was running. Like it was essentially like it was originally like a space heater. The reason I thought it was more or less the room that I was keeping it in. I was like, well, maybe this room just gets more sun, and that's why it's hot in here. And I didn't realize, like, oh no, like this PC is just basically like a little space heater. So we were joking about like, hey, like this. I was like, I don't have any use for this PC anymore. Maybe I can just use it as a space heater when it gets cold.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but this new one, like, it's cool. It's like cool to the touch, which that's never happened before.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I didn't realize that's how they're supposed to run. I always just thought, oh, computers just always run a little hot. That's the way it is.
Were you at any point nervous about working with the tempered glass side panel on the H510? Because every time I pull that down to clean or install anything new, I always get nervous.
I still haven't taken the coating off of it because I'm like, well, I'm just gonna like leave it alone for a few days, and if I need to do anything to it, so I still have the plastic sheet on it just in case I have to do something with it in the next week. If not, I'm gonna like in a few days I'll just take it off.
Yeah.
But I was just nervous, like, okay, if it doesn't work or I have to go in and change something, maybe I'll just leave it on there. But
well, and honestly, I mean, because I know you've streamed off your or like with your PS4 before. I mean, obviously when you were like doing like The Witcher and stuff. But besides that one like weird little hiccup that that your PS4 was having the other day when you were streaming Jedi Fallen Order, like everything was fine. Like nothing was like skipping or anything like that. And I mean, we knew that it was your PS4 for that one like little glitch because your camera wasn't glitching along with it. And everything looks so good. Like,
yeah, it's a lot. Tater. That's a lot.
I'd actually, one of the things that I'd actually like to see too, because I'm not sure what exactly it was doing. I know that sometimes when you go onto like your little just chatting screen, that it would start lagging for some reason, and I didn't see that happening at all.
Yeah.
I'd like to see how like Dead Space works also, like to see if it like crashes.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the real test. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I haven't had too much issues streaming PS4 games. I mean, just like mild, and now the quality of it's better. But like, the real test is going to be streaming a PC game.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you been playing on your new PC mostly?
I actually have been playing a lot of Warzone, and it's so much easier playing on PC versus PS4. I kind of felt like I've been in the dark ages. So, I've actually just been testing out. So basically, all the games that did not work on my previous PC, I've been like installing them and just to see if they would work.
Yeah.
That's what set me on this whole path to begin with, because I kept getting games, and then I would try to play them, and they wouldn't work for it. Like the first game, I realized that was an issue was Apex. So I was trying to play Apex Legends like months ago. And
I remember you talking about that.
I got the notification like your CPU does not support.
You couldn't play with Zeus or whatever. You could only play with them on PS4.
Yeah, we would play on PS4 sometimes, and so that because it's not cross-platform, so I could only play it on PS4. So that didn't work. And then the next game I noticed was Wolfenstein Youngblood, because Ash and I got that to co-op. And so I loaded that game up.
Oh, okay.
I loaded it up and it said your CPU does not meet the minimum requirement required for this game. It's like crap. And I felt terrible about that because that game was gifted to me. So I felt bad because like this person gifted me this game to play it, and now I can't even play it. And then the third game that happened with was Modern Warfare. So after all of those hits, I was like, well, obviously I need to
the PC's trying to tell me something, and I can't just
the PC's talking to me. The PC's talking to me.
But like now it's working, obviously. I mean, because you were playing Apex the other day, and you've been playing Warzone on the PC.
Yep. So I actually loaded up Wolfenstein the other day just to see, and it works fine.
And it works.
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent.
So I'm just like right now I'm just like testing all these games out. But I did go a little crazy. So I did buy Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3 because I could get both of them for $15.
I see now that you also own Honey Pop, and Ash does too. Was that like a troll gift?
Wait, hold up.
That was a gift.
Did you just out them? Is that what you just did, Trev? Wow.
It says it on your like community feed thing on Steam.
Okay, that's my own private time. When I go, my status is offline, and I go.
I was viscerally confused. I was like,
I would just like to clear the record. I did not buy that for myself. That was gifted to me.
I was like, is this going to be the new co-op game? I was like, that's going to be
Melly's stream is going to be different. It's 100% all waifus run of this game.
Wow, Trev. Wow.
This is good. Man.
I was going to skip over that, but now y'all know. Waifu runs. I have Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3. I have Dishonored and Dishonored 2.
So peer pressuring does work, guys. Wait,
this has been a PSA.
No, it doesn't work fully because she doesn't have the DLC.
Hey, bro.
That's okay.
Now somebody gifted me Kingdoms of Amalur. Thank you.
I think you'll really like it. I think that one I think is uniquely you're in a unique position to enjoy it.
It's on Amazon for $99.
What's on Amazon for $99?
Hey.
Oh, the collector's edition for the remaster. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
And we're very I know me and Morgan are very excited.
Next month, so I'll probably use that towards that.
I also picked up some random games. So
welcome.
I actually bought Subnautica because that one.
Oh, I want to buy that game because I've heard nothing but good things about that game.
Yeah, and I remember when Ash played it too, and I enjoyed watching that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Was I there for that?
You may be
yeah, Tater, you got yours too. That's awesome.
I know I saw Tiff play it. I don't know.
King, I've never seen your name before, but welcome to the stream. It's nice to meet you.
From Megan's.
Yeah.
From Megan's community. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, Megan's been a guest on our. Maybe that's how they found us. But Megan was a guest on this before.
More loots.
I have so many games from Epic that I've never played just because it's on.
I gotta actually open up my Steam and actually look at mine too.
And now I have Star Wars Battlefront on PS4 and PC. So that's
you bought it. It's what, $20, right?
I
have it on PS4.
Somebody was kind enough to gift it to me. So, since
you gave me Pummel Party.
Oh, I have Pummel Party too. Are we about to do a group Pummel Party?
Does that mean I should get Pummel Party?
Yes. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Peer pressure.
Wow. Nice, Rory.
Yeah, Rory just started a chain reaction of peer pressuring people.
I'm just so happy that everything's working out with your PC and you're
Me too.
finally able to play some of these first-person shooters the right way.
Yeah, and that was the thing is obviously I play some of these games off stream, but I haven't been able to stream any of them just because my computer couldn't handle it. So now I'm excited that
you might be able to do Overwatch again. Because I know you're having issues with Overwatch.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I think as well, this is a good, in a way, this is your first Steam sale, almost. You know what I mean? Because even though you've had a PC before, it's the first one where you could just, confidently buy anything.
I know. Well, now I have all these games I can actually stream now. Because, I wanted to play Alan Wake. I wanted to play Fable. I wanted to play Doom 2016.
Oh, you're going to love Alan Wake, Melly. I was saying that to Morgan the other night. I was like, Melly is going to go nuts for Alan Wake.
Games I got on free.
I might have to say that for, October.
Although I don't
Halloween, I was just thinking.
I don't know how streaming Alan Wake is gonna be because I know that game has the MCA stuff, and that was one of those things that came
right.
out.
That's
right. I'm not sure how it's gonna be.
I actually would love to know what is Twitch's go-to about that, right? What about the games that have because obviously we're having issues with the Just Dance streamers, so
yes, yeah,
it would obviously have to go to some of these other even story-based games that have that kind of music in it. So what are we supposed to do?
King, there isn't an Overwatch player I know that doesn't say literally exactly what you just said about Overwatch.
I never
that's literally the Overwatch player mantra. So don't worry about it. I'm sure you're a killer. King.
Every character I've played first day, I've been on fire and I got play the game. All right, that doesn't say anything.
By the way, can we talk about how I'm glad that we cleared up the controversy about whether or not Trevor died playing Bloodborne?
Yeah, I heard about this. Someone was you were in my stream telling me about this.
Okay, so you don't know this part though. The clip I found was clipped by Melissa.
Wait. We have to explain. Set the stage for everybody. So, Ash had been telling me. She's told me this story multiple times, Trevor. So and it's been on stream as well. So that's how much your name has been
slandered multiple times.
She has repeatedly said that she was proud of the moment where she died, she was playing Bloodborne, the DLC, and she was proud that she first tried Orphan of Kos because you had died, and so she said it was up to her to finish the fight, and she was so proud of herself because she beat it on the first try. And so I brought that up to Trevor today in Rory's stream, and said something about, I heard you died to Orphan of Kos, and Trevor was like, what? Lies.
I was like, I don't die.
This is not true.
The fuck?
And I was like, don't look at me. That's what Ash told me. That she said that you died, and that's why she was so proud of herself for doing this fight by herself. And so Trevor went back into clips that were 2 years old and found this random clip that shows that fight that she was talking about where Trevor didn't die.
I didn't take damage during that fight.
So we show this clip to Ash. Because I was like, can you clear this up? Because Trevor says he didn't die, and you say he did. And she's like, no, Trevor 100% died. And then Trevor found that one clip And she's like, okay, I guess Trevor didn't die. I guess I'm remembering it wrong. But the funny thing is, like, I'm the one who brought this up. I looked at who had clipped that. I had clipped it. I was the one who had clipped the fight.
It was like plot twist.
I was like, I don't remember clipping this, and I don't remember this happening. So clearly,
I like the detail with which she remembered it too.
She was there.
Like she was
She
proud
clipped
of the moment specifically. It was like an emotional time. It was like, that's amazing. So then I love that.
I chalked it up to Ash just wanting to be an anime hero and like kill a cosplayer herself.
So
and
exactly.
Ash didn't remember it, and I didn't remember it because I apparently witnessed this moment happen.
That's wild.
Remember, so we both just have memories of Goldfish, and Trevor, cleared his name. So just wanted to say that.
Like,
the absolute lore. I love
they
this.
accused me of dying in a game that I know better than myself, and I was like, no. I was like, impossible.
I know this game.
Yeah, Trev knows Bloodborne and the Souls games inside. What Bloodborne especially Inside Out.
That one.
Like they eventually I'm gonna probably play a Bloodborne game. Well, a Bloodborne game. Bloodborne. What?
Did I just hear a squeak?
You did?
Did I hear Pepe?
No, you heard my.
Pepe's not here.
Oh, that is I was so excited.
What?
Oh, I'm so sad.
I'm sorry. And you thought it was Hilda earlier when that ant crawled across my desk.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on. And I like looked over and Morgan's like, is it Hilda? And no, it wasn't Hilda. Morgan's just really hoping to see dogs today and no dogs.
Yeah, I am. My dog isn't even in here.
And Podon, I still do stream. I don't do games anymore. Apparently,
Trev's a creative streamer now.
I'm a creative streamer now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's rendering.
Yeah, literally
awesome,
half the stream
the
is just
way.
me waiting for renders to finish.
So, I've obviously like been playing my games on stream and stuff like that, like my stealth games as usual, but I'll use this as a bit of a segue for my answer to promote the Streamers Become Human side quest adventure that is Trev teaching me to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Which we recently did a YouTube video of, which was good fun. Quite good
Tony
fun.
tore apart, by the way.
Tony had like the full. Oh yes, thank you. Actually, you'll find it on the channel that is, because I don't think that playlist includes.
Well, no, it's on its own playlist, but yeah, that's for the podcast.
Okay,
playlist.
But yeah, that is the YouTube channel where you'll find it on, and that's where you can find all our previous interviews up to vaguely recently. And that was a good bit of fun learning. I've never like known how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! There's quite a lot to learn.
He knew like the basics from like the show, and I remember the first time I asked him, I was like, so you kind of know, like, you've seen the show, right? And I was like, all right, forget everything you learned from the show, because it's like fake. Like, that's not how you actually play this game.
No, I could say now, having played for just a day, it bears very little resemblance to the card game depicted on the show. Which is, it's understandable why, for entertainment purposes. Like, real life fighting has very little to do with fighting in action movies and such sort of thing.
She's been on SB. If you click on that link,
yeah. Megan was on.
She was like, I don't know, like 8 episodes ago or something.
So she was actually on SBH. So if you actually look on that playlist,
episode 18 on that playlist,
you'll be able to find it.
Was it really episode 18? Because we're on like 34. Yeah. That was almost 18 episodes.
That was a while ago, man.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah, we've been doing this for a while. But yeah, that's been great fun. Honestly, I have to say this because this was a great moment for me. So on my stream, we've been doing the Dishonored contactless run, which is a rule set I made up for Dishonored. The Dishonored community has lots of challenge runs, and I wanted to make my own. So I did the contactless run, and one of our community members, Ivy, did the run of the entire first game, like according to the rule set, and it was like a very proud moment as a streamer. It's like, hey, I wrote something down and someone did that thing. Someone went and like actually did that challenge. I thought that was badass. That like someone took an idea I had and really took it far, and is now doing the contactless run of the DLC, which is too hard. I'm not even doing that like on stream. That was my idea.
I feel like it should have been like Mario Maker or whatever, where you have to beat the level in order for it to like post. Or
Oh,
whatever.
right, yeah,
So like you
yeah.
had to like do all of it, and then you could have been like, okay, so this is how it happens, and like this is the rules and stuff. Instead of just like making up some rules that you don't know if like it's possible. And
Melly, I meant to ask Melly, do you plan on playing Dishonored on stream or off stream?
I haven't decided yet.
because if you play it on stream, Rory's gonna expect a clean hands.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Only from Trev because he asked that of me when I first played.
I mean,
No, to be fair, I had
you
no
play-
idea anything about
Does that
Dishonored.
mean, like,
That's
does
the
that
only
mean
thing
you
I
don't-
knew.
Does that mean you don't kill anybody?
Clean hands is don't kill anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you anyway, because the rats, right? I remember that.
That's
Wait,
like,
what?
That's like one thing I remember from Beast streams that he
Only thing
was
that-
using rats to kill people.
That's the only thing I remember is that the rats get worse if the more you kill, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Is that considered no contact if you use rats?
No, because
No,
no, yeah. No, that's considered contact. Yeah, for the contactless run. But that the game doesn't reward you for the contactless run because it doesn't know it exists.
Yeah. They should add that in there.
You should
really
like.
Look up Octopus's rule set.
You know what you should do? You should make like a screenshot, or not a screenshot, but like, or maybe I'll make it like, I'll make a trophy icon thing, and when people complete it and show you proof, like, you can just like send those out as like
That would be cool.
achievement things.
I love
Like,
that
if,
actually.
like,
That's
if
actually
you did it on
badass.
PSN, it'd pop up and just be like, oh, you beat the contact.
Yeah. But yeah, Melly, the great thing, of course, is the game gives you so much freedom that you can play it any way you want. Like, you can kill a bunch of people, you can kill nobody, like, you can do no powers, you can upgrade all your powers. I recommend the first time you do it playing with as many powers as you can, just because that's such an essential part of the game. It's like one of the selling points, of course. Yeah,
Now,
that'd be interesting.
So contactless is not an achievement, but is clean hands. And
Yes, clean hands and ghost are both achievements. So the main runs that you hear people do of Dishonored are Ghost, which is no detections, which is my favorite Dishonored run, and Clean Hands, which is killing nobody, and there's like almost Clean Hands, which is killing nobody except key targets. And some people, like my friend Devin, likes to combine those two and do Clean Hands Ghost. So no detections, no kills.
That seems like an extremist run, like somebody who like really wants a challenge.
Yeah, that's very challenging. I don't recommend that to people generally on their first playthrough.
All right, I'm gonna do that on my first playthrough.
By the way, while we've been sitting here, I bought Fallout New Vegas.
You're just on here, just like sitting there, like.
it's
oh,
gonna
this is-
$2.99. It's $2.99.
Did you get the
How could I
$5
not?
off already? Because
Yeah.
there's like.
I did get the $5 off one, yeah.
Yeah, I already used
I
that.
spent over like $100. I was like, fuck.
Melly,
Yeah, I might have some more that I'm gonna buy
I'm
too.
so excited
same.
for you.
Should I
I'm
just
so
get
excited.
Skyrim now while we're at it?
Like I've already spent like
Oh
40
my
bucks.
god, it's only $15.99. Okay, obviously. I
Skyrim
need
was
to get
comically
Skyrim.
cheap every time.
Wait,
Yeah.
for what now?
I was gonna
What
say
is
It's
it?
only it's
For Skyrim.
$15.99.
Oh, for Skyrim?
You might
should
be
just
able
buy
to
it.
find these games like.
Should I? I
cheaper
should just
somewhere
buy it
else,
right now.
but-
I'll just complete the Rory trifecta
collection.
the Rory curated collection.
I love that.
Rory's
That actually
greatest
sounds
hits.
All right, I'm buying it now. I'm buying Skyrim for myself right now. There you go.
That
So,
is amazing.
can I ask you a question, Melly? What is your you've never played Fallout game? Am I wrong about this? Did you play Fallout 4 or something?
I played Fallout 4
Okay, yeah. To
for
completion.
like no, I rented it.
Mm.
And I played it. I spent 2 hours customizing my character, and then I played an hour or two into it, enjoyed it, and then I got to a lockpick, and I could not for the life of me figure out how to open up a lockpick, and I got frustrated, and then I returned it the next day.
They're the
So
same
the lockpick-
in Skyrim, right?
It's the
4
same in
and
Skyrim.
Skyrim use the same mechanic.
Yeah. But a lot of people, there's something about the instructions that if you've never done it before, a lot of people have trouble figuring it out the first time. You're not the first streamer, Melly. I've seen this. I watched a streamer struggle with a novice lockpick for like 10 minutes in Skyrim.
A novice
Yeah.
one too.
It was like, yeah, there's something.
It
There's
was
something
not
about
even
the way
a high
they play-
level. It was because I knew it was like a simple lockpick, and I literally was like, if I cannot figure out this little lockpick, this game is not for me. Like that's literally what I thought about it.
So Trev, what people who don't play those games do, they always move both things at the same time, and that's the critical mistake.
That's what I did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what you do, Melly, is that it has 180 degrees of motion. You move one of them, and then once you're done moving it, you move the other. The other moves in only one way. And if it's not there, then you move the first one again and try it again. Move it again, try it again. So the one that spins is the only one that matters.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah. So you did the same thing the other guy did, which is move them both at the same time.
Because that's what you think of when you.
Well,
you know.
people say that one's like easier or whatever, or some people say it's like harder to learn, and I was like, I think the other one is where it's like the actual like you go into the lockpick thing and you have to do each stage individually until you get to the last like key, and then you open it all at once.
Oh, Oblivion's lockpicking is bananas hard.
Yeah, I was like, that looks so much more difficult than Skyrim.
Yeah, that's actually super hard. Yeah,
open. That used to be a tongue. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Was that like lockpicking simulator was like? Well, I don't know.
I think Zippy might be talking about. Oh, in lockpicking simulator. I thought you were talking about the BioShock one, because there's the BioShock minigames bears striking similarity to Pipe Dreams 3D. Oh, you're talking about? Are you talking about Pipe Dreams, Zippy? The game Pipe Dreams, which is a lot like the BioShock hacking minigame.
Wow.
I wonder if
I don't even know what
Zippy remembers it. All right, I also feels old man, Zippy. I'm right there with you. Morgan, what have you been playing lately?
Animal Crossing.
And you've been playing Empires. I forget the rest of the title, but
Emperor.
Yeah,
yes.
Emperor.
So, I recently started buying more things on GOG, and I love it. So I actually have been playing PC games for a long time, but not like in the way that some people would think PC gaming, like Fallout or like games like those. I only just started playing games on PC recently, like last year. But we've always had a computer, and so even ever since I was a small girl, I always played on computer games. So my mom liked to play these kinds of games, and I played a lot of old school Sims. I have one fun fact about me. Besides The Sims 4, I have about all of the Sims games and the expansion packs. Not since The Sims 4 came out.
Whatever one was free on Epic. I think it was 4.
Maybe
4 would make sense given the time.
Yeah.
So one of the things about the new Sims games is they're fine. They definitely have some bugs in them that I've noticed. That there's a cool little multitasking system in it, but that it works. So say if somebody a character is running on the treadmill, they're getting little athletic points, and if they're watching TV, they're getting entertainment points, and if they're watching a cooking show, they're getting cooking points, which is cool and all. But one of the bad things about multitasking on that game now is that they will sit. I'll be trying to get them ready for work or something. I'll sit them down at the table to eat breakfast, and they'll pick up their freaking plate, go around the table, sit down in another seat, eat for 2 seconds, and then get back up, and it makes it terrible. So I haven't played too much of The Sims 4, mostly also because all of their expansion packs are the same price as the base game. So the base game is $40. All the expansion packs, most of the time, are $40, and I hate that. So I'm waiting until they're $10 each, and then I'll maybe get them.
That sounds like Dead or Alive, where they have
I was
literally 8 season passes.
Just about to say that. Yeah, it is, and they're all more expensive than the game.
I was pretty upset about it actually, because I was one of those people that would buy almost, not every single one. Because I didn't buy too much of the stuff packs. I bought some of them, but when it came to expansion packs with The Sims, I have all of them. I have all of them. Yeah, I'm not that happy with how it's been going lately, so I don't play them as much. But when I was
Sims
younger,
EA?
Sims is EA, yeah. So
right. Yeah.
So yeah, it was EA Maxis for a while, and I think maybe they're back to Maxis. I don't know if they are, but it was when Maxis was a big thing too.
EA Maxis, I think. Did they do Spore? I want to say they did. Yo, they definitely did.
Spore was
they did.
Well, right. Well, right. Studio, right? Mm-hmm. Is EA Maxis? Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. Double checking. Yeah.
And yeah, they made all the old games, and I loved them. I love how Sims 4 is, and I would love it if it got back to being a little bit better for the consumer, because I just can't agree with an expansion pack being the same price as the base game. I just don't like that.
Yeah.
Unless it has like all or the same amount of content as the base game, then it's okay. But like unless
I feel like at that point, yeah, but it's not a lot of content when it comes to these. So it's been, I've been kind of sad that I haven't really been into this generation of The Sims, since I've been into every generation beforehand. I'd actually love it if they got the old Sims games on, like, that I could play them on newer operating systems, just because I loved them. Like, I played so much of those games when I was young. But I played that, and lately, like what Trev said, I've been playing a few different, like, Civ management games. So it's not like Civilization, like Sid Meier Civilization. It's more so like you put down a hut, and then you figure out how to get that hut to grow, So, like, say, for example, an emperor. So you pretty much, like, you can go through, like, a little campaign. And it's cool. In this one, it's ancient China, and you go through, like, little different dynasties, and you have these little villages that you start out with, and then you grow them into bigger cities. And so one of them will be, okay, so you need people in your town, right? So you set down a few huts. Now, the huts are just small, they're not growing, so you need to figure out how to do that. So they need access to water. So you put a few wells around, now they have water. Well, now in order for them to grow, they need food. So the first one is bland food, is how they call it, but it's one type of food. And so you start, maybe you put down some hunting huts so they can find some game, like game meat. Well, how are you going to store them, and how are you going to distribute them? So now you have to get, like, a mill or warehouse and a bazaar to put shops in, and then they'll go around and sell, and that's how they, get bigger. So that's one of the things that you do during this game is like, you put down certain things in certain areas, try to make everything look nice and make everything grow. And I get very obsessed with them, and I can't play them after midnight, because otherwise I will stay up until 8:30 in the morning. I totally didn't do that the other night.
I thought you were saying you become a gremlin or something. I'm like, what? Okay, it's a fairy tale.
And they're super fun. So I used to play them a whole lot when I was younger. My mom is actually a huge fan of them. And when I told her that I found these on GOG, she got extremely excited, because we still have some of the older games, like, on disc, but they don't work as well anymore because we've had them since, like, 1999. And so she's able to just download them and play them. And so I have that. So it's Emperor. And then it's Pharaoh along with the expansion pack Cleopatra, and Zeus with that expansion pack, which is called Poseidon. And I kind of half got them for my mom as well. And then I also got SimCity 4 and City Skylines. And those are mostly what I've been playing like crazy, is just some of these like civilization management games. And they're fun. I love them, actually. Like, they're super cool.
I heard
but for the
City Skylines is like really like in depth, and like
I heard that's great.
I don't know if you guys know Empire, but like he was like really
the streamer.
Yeah,
you mean? Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I do.
A fellow Canadian, actually.
Empire's Canadian?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Well,
I didn't know that at all, actually. That's funny.
But yeah, like, I'm excited that I got some of them so my mom can play them also, but I just have to make sure not to play them after midnight, because otherwise I'll stay up for like 9 hours playing them.
Do what I did with Ark that one day, and like didn't go to sleep, and then it was like 5 a.m. I was like, oh, I should probably go to sleep.
See, management games and farming sim games are games that I just can't play when it's late at night, because the way that it works is, like, you guys know that, like, that one meme from, like, The Big Bang Theory, when the character Sheldon stayed up all night doing something, and one of his friends was like, "Did you not sleep?" And he's like, "I don't need sleep. I need answers." Like, because that's me when I play these games, because it's like, I need to figure out why this one house is not upgrading, because it's causing all the other houses around it also not to upgrade, and I need to figure out why.
That would drive me insane. I'd be like, I need to figure this out. I can't leave.
It's that. And then it was the same thing with my time at Porsche when I first got that. So thank you, Trev, for gifting me that.
Feeling that addiction, no problem.
So with farming sim games, it's also even worse, because the way that I will be is I'll start playing it, and I'll be like, okay, so I'm gonna get off in a few minutes. Now what I'll do is I'll just like I'll do this last day. So I'll water my plants. I'll go and do this stuff, and I'll talk to some of my little friends, and I'll go and get some items so I can craft things later. And then I'll go to bed. Like my character will go to bed. She'll get up the next. I will get up. I guess have her get up in the morning. I'll walk out of my house. I'll start like watering my plants and stuff, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm supposed to go to bed. Well, I might as well finish this day. And then I keep doing that for like 4 or 5 more times. That's not good. So
Ice, I would say you're not alone in feeling like your Sims behavior is a bit sadistic. I think I think a lot of people find yourself. There's actually Chuck Klosterman actually wrote an essay on The Sims, and the first line.
Chuck Klosterman?
Yeah.
I know that guy.
Really?
Not like in person, but I know who he is because he did like this.
Oh, okay.
He did these series of cards that were, I guess, were supposed to be like a party game thing that like had situations written out on them. And it was like a what would you do situation. Like one of them was, like if like say you like died and like you went to heaven and like it was like the stereotypical like fog or like clouds, gates, gold, everything, and then like God asked you, oh, do you want to go to the other place? And then you asked, is it hell? And he was like, no, obviously no. And then he was like, would you do it or whatever, and why?
Right. Yeah.
It was like stuff like that.
That's interesting. Yeah. He's an interesting. He's at the time I was reading him, he was an interesting writer. I'm not sure what he's like these days, but he wrote an essay on The Sims because he's not really a gamer, but he tried The Sims, and the first line of the essay is, "I am not a benevolent god." And I'll never forget that like realization that he made. It was like a realization he realized about himself by playing The Sims and what kind of person he thought he was. Like, those games are really cool. Oh, also, hi Zeph, how are you?
But like, if I can do my own peer pressure, it would be
okay.
Everybody should get like these management farming sim games, so then everybody can stay up till like 8:30 in the morning playing them.
My time at Porsche.
And then I can talk to people about it and also not feel as bad because I'm not the only one doing it.
My Time at Porsche is on sale right now on the Steam Summer Sale.
So is Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is only $8.99. Like if there's at least one game that I can like, if I only have one game to plug, I probably actually would say Stardew Valley because one, it's only $8.99. It is by a studio of one person. He did everything on the game. He's extremely passionate about the game. It's very like a bit old schoolish looking too, so it's super nice like that. Not to mention like he does everything on the game, but he is extremely so like passionate about it that he was actually starting work on some other projects, but he missed working on Stardew Valley so much that he actually started doing more updates for it. So he's going to be rolling out another update. I don't think anytime soon, but he's definitely like working on a big update. So if that's one game that I can plug, it's Stardew Valley.
I've even played a little of it myself, and it's pretty charming from kind of day one. It's actually really cool.
It's a really good.
So you can pick that up for $8.99 American, and you can pick up My Time at Porsche for $11.99 American.
Okay, we should really be getting commission for all these sales that these people make off these games.
There's a lot of stuff. So if for anyone in your chat, is it if it's at your first Steam Summer Sale, there's so much. It's like a playground. Now, mind you, it's my billionth Steam Summer Sale, and there are still games that go on sale that I really want to buy, but the pool gets a lot smaller as you go on.
For you, it's like every year, it's like it's not as exciting as it was that first time.
Because that first time, it was like I think my first Steam Summer Sale, my first big one was in 2009. That like I was like really hyped about, and like back then like we would have had the Tomb Raider bundle and the Star Wars bundle and stuff like that. Like that's what, and I'm not talking new Tomb Raider here, by the way.
Yeah,
because this is
like the old school
4 years before new Tomb Raider existed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and you get the bundles and you play through them or whatever, right? Like. But like, as you start to accumulate more and more, like I did a big purge of Steam games a couple of years ago, where I'm like, okay, I have either played through these ones as much as I'm going to, or I'm never going to play these certain ones that I got for free or with a bundle to get one game or something. And you end up purging like 3/4 of your library like that. Like, I have friends who have like 800 Steam games.
You know what I did recently that like I guess was inspired by you, because like you said that you had all these shelves that you organized stuff by. I actually went and did that the other day.
Oh, nice.
I did that too. Yeah.
Yeah, Morgan. Yeah, I was on the phone with Morgan. Melly, that's one thing you'll have to do.
Because I was like, I finally have kind of enough games to really put them into categories now, so I started doing that.
That was
Some
the
of them are
problem
still
before. It was like I didn't have to scroll that far, so I was like, I don't need to. But like now, like it's like one scroll on my area, I can just like.
And I have a few more that I might also buy. So
having games categorized by genre helps. Honestly.
Well, I didn't do it by genre. I did it by like games I need to play, games I probably won't play. Time games.
Yeah. That's a great way of doing it, especially if you have a lot of if you're in a situation like Morgan where a lot of games are like it's questionable what genre they're actually a part of, or they're like you own one of one genre, you know what I mean? It works for me because I have like 7 fighting games and like 10 stealth games
had one
or whatever,
that was specifically for fighting games because we have all those fighting games that we play on.
Yeah, exactly.
This section for fighting.
If I can also say, since we just said something about Tomb Raider, if I remember right, I guess there are 3 PlayStation Plus games for free this month. I can't remember what one of them was called.
You mean for July, or you mean July, right? Okay.
For July. Because they announced what they were. So it's NBA 2K20, which I'm not all that
Yo, we should all
interested in.
download it. We should all have like a 2 weeks.
Oh, good lord. Please. Nothing against NBA 2K20. It's just not my thing. But one of the other ones, though, is
it's
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
That's the second one, right?
This is the second one. This is the second new one, yeah.
I bought
so
that
it's Tomb Raider, Rise, Shadow. That's the order.
Yeah. Actually, funny story. When I was playing that game on stream, that was when I found out, or no, that's when I got affiliated, was via that game.
Oh wow!
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
That's awesome.
I probably will download it even though I have it on Xbox, because this one should come with like all the DLC and everything along with it, which is nice. There's like a little horror mode, I guess, and it's like VR compatible as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. There's one more, I think, also, but I can't remember what it's called. It's more cinematic from what I've heard.
Oh, the third one? Yeah.
Erica.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Erica. That's what it's called, yeah.
Apparently, NBA 2K20 got a lot of criticism for its reliance on microtransactions, which I don't find massively surprising.
I don't know if you guys have ever like played a 2K game, but like they're not actually all the same every time. It's like they're different. Like they're the baseline, they're the same, but like every version has different things about it, and it's like, why wouldn't you just make it?
It was actually pretty funny because
the same.
My brother, he doesn't play them anymore, but like years ago when it was like one of the first ones on Xbox One. He has a Kinect because he got like the day one Xbox One, so he was forced to get a Kinect. And I can remember him calling me into his room. He's like, "You gotta watch this. This is so stupid." So he had the Kinect on, and he was playing the game, and he said some kind of swear word because he got mad at something that happened, and he got a penalty on the game. It heard him swear, so it gave him a penalty.
There's the family filter or whatever on it.
It was pretty funny, actually.
I played NBA 2K17, and what I can say is either I'm an alien or the people who that game was made for are aliens.
Wait,
but
didn't you do the thing where like
one of us is not human?
Did you do that thing where you took a picture and it like created you in the thing?
Well, I wouldn't say that it created me, considering I sent the picture to my friends, and my friends replied, "Are you Asian?" It was, for some reason, games keep doing that to me, which is fine. It's just interesting to me that I don't know how they're like what AI their thing is trained on.
Do you ever want to be Yao Ming? Well, now's your chance. You can. 2K.
Yeah, it was NBA 2K17 was bad. I'm just gonna say it. It was literally like there was like a show inside the game too.
Yeah,
where they like talk to fans of the game. Where they're like, really "Let's talk to Bob. We've given him a lot of in-game currency." And Bob's like, "I like NBA 2K17. It's great." And they're like, "Thanks, Bob." Anyways, and I'm like, "What's happening?"
Yeah, no, it's very strange for like people who aren't used to that.
Yeah, no, it's really weird. I kind of want to play it on stream someday, just to like, because I've told this story like 3 times on stream, and like I want to show people how weird it is.
It's gonna be the Tekken narrator all over again.
Oh, have a great night, Tater. Have a great rest of your night.
Did you guys figure out what you're doing tomorrow?
No, we did not.
You guys?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Trev, what have you been playing lately? Actually, I actually don't know.
I've been playing Adobe Media Encoder.
Yes.
More or less.
One of my friends speed ran that.
Speedrunning that game is tough.
Could be like it had to be a little less than 12 hours.
Yeah, it had to be under 12 hours, because man. No, but besides that, I haven't really like. I'll go through phases where I either play games like a lot, or I'll get into one game super like. I'll get like super into a game and then like do that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The last game I played and that happened to me was Persona 5. And after I beat that, I actually have not played a single game like story or anything.
You could totally platinum it. Yeah.
I know. I
didn't
didn't.
back to Persona 4 yet.
I
I thought that would have been the next step.
I didn't want
Next
to
step.
do it too close, like back to back, because then I want to burn myself out.
Oh,
Okay, yeah,
fair.
'cause that totally happened to me. Like, you should have seen me when I was doing that, because 426 hours of hearing, you never see it coming. Like,
That, and it's almost scary how good I am.
oh, God. Like, my mom, like, because at that time I had, like, all, like, you know, my setup in the living room, and, oh, hi, Lil.
Did your mom just start singing it too? Did she
Oh
know
no,
it?
my mom just flat out hated it. Like, she'd be like, please, for the love of God, turn that down. She's like, she'd come into the living room, because her sewing room would basically be like right behind like where I was, like the door was. She'd come out and she'd look at it as I was playing it. She'd be like, do you have to keep playing this? She hated it. Where'd you go?
Look,
Okay, whatever.
This is the future, right? You angle the lampshade to get more light.
Absolutely.
Trev, is there anything that intrigues you about the Steam Summer Sale that you plan on picking up or have picked up and are excited to play?
So I already spent like $120 on Steam Summer Sale like day one.
Okay. Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing that you're like most excited about in that myriad of games? Or it could only be like 4 games, considering if you got like the deluxe editions or something.
I was really excited to play the Battle for the Grid game, but then like I played that with Tony, and like I don't know if any of you have played in fighting. I know Rory has, but like Tony's like a natural at fighting games, so I just got like my ass whooped for 2 hours straight, and I was like, all right, I was hyped for this game, but now it's like,
Play against me. Play against me. It'll be much more even fight. Much more.
Yeah, how
even
about something
fight.
that wasn't whooping your ass? What do you say?
So let's see if I remember all the games I bought. I bought the BioShock collection because everyone talks about how good those games are, and I was like, I'll buy it. It's cheap.
Yeah, it is really cheap.
I bought the Dishonored collection because Rory's peer pressure was just like constantly like, oh, you should buy this game.
Yep.
You should buy this game. You should buy this game. Now he wasn't telling me that. He was telling most of that, but like it was like one of those things where like you heard it all the time, so it got stuck in your head, and like you just like kept thinking about it, and I was like, I need to buy this game. It's kind of like the ad for the Informer on your.
Actually, it kind of is. That's true, because they weren't telling me really, right? Like they were telling my viewers, but that like, yeah, it eventually made me want to watch the Amazon original series Informer watch on Amazon today.
I can remember how excited.
I'll buy it.
I can remember how excited Rory was too when he realized that. He was like, "Oh, Melly and Trev bought Dishonored."
Yeah, I was pumped. Wait, hold on. Did it? Oh yeah, no. So how it started was that Morgan, not to call it Morgan here, my wonderful, amazing, talented girlfriend, but Morgan was on the phone with me, and Morgan was like, "Melly bought Dishonored too," and I was like, "What?"
No, this is not fair.
And it was, and then Morgan was like, "No, I meant Dead Space." And I was like, "Come on!" I was like, so sad, and I was
Fucking
like,
troll.
and then I on the phone with you narrows it down to like 5 hours daily. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, and
Yeah. And so I was like, And then I got real sad, and then I messaged. No, I didn't message Melly. Melly was in a chat. We were in Walt's chat because we both moderate for Walt. And I told Melly that story. And then Melly, did you buy Dishonored at that moment?
No, I mean I bought it when I think I bought it while I was watching you stream because I was like, because I was thinking about it because you were playing it, and I was like, oh, I should check and see how much this is.
Okay,
And I was like,
yeah.
it was dirt cheap, so I was like, I might as well buy this.
Rory goes that extra level for the subliminal messaging. He'll play it, he'll say it, and then it's just back in your...
Like I came into the chat because like I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
The,
But, I also
funny.
bought Prey, which I plan on finishing before Rory, which shouldn't be that hard. I bought Talos Principle. I bought.
Oh yeah, I need to see that one too.
Ooh, Talos Principle.
How
Yeah,
much is
yeah.
that one?
I gave
Everybody
Rory
loves that game.
I gave Rory the Yu-Gi-Oh game because that was the
Yeah.
content we're gonna do on Sundays. I know I have other ones too. I can't remember all of them right now.
It's only $5.99 and it's normally $40.
Yeah.
What, Talos?
Yeah.
And the one with
wow.
the DLC is like $10.
See, that's how they get us, right? Because we're like, oh my god, this game's only $5. Oh, look at this game's only $7. This one's only $5, and then it adds up.
Especially when they show you like normally $49.99.
Yes.
That's the only
gotta
reason I
get
bought
it
it
now.
because it was gonna be like $50.
You got
to
Halo,
buy it.
Trev?
Oh yeah, I bought Halo as well.
You got Halo.
I can't wait to do the last one that and hate my life for 20 hours a day.
The you got
You could always play Persona.
wait.
You could always play Persona 4.
I do have Persona 4 and that's installed too.
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to say, how you feel about Persona 4 actually.
Well, I want to know what the chat is buying, or what.
Yeah, what's the chat buying? What's
Yeah,
everybody
what
here?
What have y'all been like sizing
haven't-
up in this?
If you haven't bought anything yet, like what's something that you're kind of thinking about? Like, what you guys thinking about, huh?
I made plans with Grape.
Doom. Which
Doom.
Doom? Like Doom 2016? I think Doom Eternal is
Bought
on sale
books.
also, isn't it?
Nerd, get out of here. This is Steam Summer. No, I'm just kidding.
I bought books. Yes.
His favorite movie is books.
Oh my god, I love you.
I love you too.
I own Keep Talking.
Eternal, but never played Doom before. Oh, right on, right on. Doom is cool. I wish I could.
I've not played it yet though.
I wish I could give back my motion sickness and play that. 'Cause that
have
game is
Doom
badass.
2016. I need to finish it. So
I bought
need
Doom
to
Great
get-
soundtrack.
2016. I bought Nier Automata, but I bought those like a while ago when they were on sale. I installed both of them with the intention of playing them, and then uninstalled them like a month later and never played them.
The thing, Nier's like 80 gigs is the thing. That's one
Yeah.
of those like large games that like really makes you take up like a lot of space. Like the thing is, I just bought a new SSD, and like I immediately put Warzone on it, and
now
then I
you need a
immediately
new
got real
SSD.
sad. I'm like, there's so much of this SSD is fucking Warzone. Like,
I think that's what I'm gonna do next. Okay, so I had a quick question for like I guess Rory and Zippy because they're both like proficient PC builder people. If I wanted to get more RAM put in my computer, would I have to take out the motherboard and do it, or should it?
no, not at all.
Oh,
You
so
can
I can
totally
apply
just
pressure
install
to
it
it
onto the
in-
motherboard. Yeah. Yeah, that's totally
My
fine.
fear was like I would have to remove it and put it on the table or whatever.
No, just slot it in. There's very few things. You need a new video card. You don't have to take the motherboard out. You need a new processor. You don't.
Okay, all right, that's, that's
Like
good.
for most stuff, you won't have to take the motherboard
'Cause
out.
I honestly
Kaiser!
didn't want to like if I had to remove it. I'd
Hey
be
Kaiser,
like, nah.
good to see you. Yeah, fair play. Yeah.
'Cause I think those will really help my speed run with Adobe Media Encoder. Get that down from 12 hours to like 4 or something.
that's another good thing about a PC is unless you need a new motherboard, most of your upgrades are way easier than it was to actually build the PC. Because like Melly says, a lot of the pain in the ass is plugging in all the front panel I/O. You never have to do that again. It's like you do it once and it's all like you're done. You never have to read font that small again in your life.
And then the other question was, so I was looking at like what are they called? M.2 drives, and like
Yeah.
they often say like there's like two options. There's like one without heatsink and one with. Like, is the heatsink necessary or like a heat shield or something? It was something that was included with the. It was more expensive because it came with the part, but like I don't know if it's like.
Zippy uses M.2s. I don't. But unless the Mobo's DOA, I've had DOA Mobos before, or Mobos with broken RAM slots. That happens sometimes. You get a Mobo shipped and it has a broken RAM slot, and you don't know until you try to use the RAM slot. That's not fun to find out.
Okay, PCIe 4. I don't know that. I know that's like a term, but like I don't know if I have one of those things. The only reason I want to use the M.2 instead of another SSD is because on my computer, the one panel that you don't really remove all the time has all these wires that's just like crammed in because I didn't do any cable management, and I'm never opening that side ever again.
So Zippy does have a point. Like getting from what I hear, like getting an OS installation onto an M.2 that already exists is kind of a hassle.
Well, I wouldn't need to put OS on it, would I? I would just because I just need it for storage. I would just need to like format it.
Oh, so you're just using it for I was just
gonna store games on it,
like for just games.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. In that case, it wouldn't be very hard at all to deal with. Although, like I say, I have yet to actually do a build with an M.2 in it because I generally just use regular SSDs. Ice is right. M.2s are faster. That's like 100% true. Just they're not faster in a way that I need for my workload.
I want the games to be super fast. I don't care about the operating system being fast. That's all on SSD. That don't matter.
Oh, Mel, you have The Witcher 3 on PC, right? Like you bought that, didn't you? Like, wait till you see what it looks like on PC.
Beautiful.
Should I download and load it up just to look at it?
It's incredible. It's so pretty.
Oh wait, I thought I did get it. Hold on.
We still gotta play.
Did you get it on Steam or on GOG?
We gotta co-op.
I know that we haven't talked about GOG.
Maybe I got it on GOG. Maybe I got it on GOG.
Because I think I got mine on Steam because I think it was the same price. I was like, eh.
Wait, Trevor, what did you say?
No, I said that we still gotta figure out a time when we're gonna do co-op Unity, even though like it's.
Oh my god.
Not what we thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, I need to learn what it is first.
It's like it's
sure,
not like
that's
the
fair,
story.
Zippy,
It's like just like quests you can do. They're like just like
That
side
sounds
quests.
good though,
and
but
stuff.
I feel like I need to play through it again, right? To just get all the gear I need.
I don't know. I think there's like difficulties for
Because I only played it on PS4, so I feel like if I were gonna play,
I saw something about it, Kaiser. I didn't actually have a chance to look at it. I just saw that you posted something because I was like doing a bunch of stuff today before stream. I will have to look at that though and see what that actually involves.
Also, I'm still shocked that Ghost Runner does not have an actual date. It's just
I'm really sad that Ghost Runner doesn't have a date actually yet.
It must be soon though, because they had the demo and they had the whole thing where like you can buy it now and then.
Yeah, I mean, I think it will be soon. I suspect it will be actually.
I know me and Rory and play that like almost instantly. I'm just like
yeah. No, that's an instant buy from me. After playing the demo on stream, I was blown away, like at how good that was. We had a great time running through that. So
Did you see the speedrun video I posted in your?
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah, like 2.5 minutes.
Insane.
Yeah, that was wild.
I watched that after I was done doing like some creative stuff on mine. And I was like, this guy's using like all these skips no one, unless you were a speedrunner, would think of beforehand. Like,
yeah.
Like I was like sitting here trying to figure out how you would get through the route, and he's like, "What route? You just go through the diagonal axis and you just spam." I was like, what?
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of it is skipping the parts that actually take a long time. Is like, oh, he just totally goes through that. Yeah, yeah, that was what a fun thing. And the fact that you have people speedrunning your demo, I think is a great sign. Because it means people are already getting into your game enough to like replay it. And stuff
the
like
pace of the game, I feel like, resembles speedrunning just in general. Because like it's such a fast-paced game. Like, if you die, you die. It's not like you fight and then you get hit and then you die. It's
exactly. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's almost designed to be speedrun.
So another game I was looking at was I was gonna buy Jedi Fallen Order on PC because it's like half off right now, but I know a lot of people have had problems with the PC port. Like I think Kilroy played it on PC and he said that it wasn't like the smoothest, and then Zippy played it on PC and he said it wasn't like the greatest.
And, I think I remember that. Yeah.
And that game is like still full price on the PS4 and like physically, and I was like, what the fuck?
Ice. There's a lot of work involved in these. Oh, Morgan calling try out. It's a lot of work involved. We can't update it for all the major holidays.
Look, I put in the title "Happy Mobile Syrup Day." All right, that's good enough.
Do you still have that Canadian flag emote?
Me? Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's not on this account though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on the.
Oh, right, it'd be on TL Breezy.
Yeah. It was somewhere between the game has weird timing too.
Thank you, Tony.
Oh, okay. Hey, Tony. Yeah, I think there's a that's the one thing about PC. Like in theory, PC is great. It's the best platform for gaming. But every now and again, you get that PC port that just makes you sad.
Like
I
know Rory knows where I'm going with this, but like there was that total
I know exactly where he's going with this.
Terrible port, Arkham Knight. Thanks.
The Arkham Knight port was really rocky.
I haven't gotten to play it yet, but I heard that the Chrono Trigger port is also not the best. Because I guess with a lot of those games, what they do is they take it from the mobile port instead, which is why it acts up on PC. I actually find it really interesting when they have games that are PC ports that have bugs that are not in the original game. Like when it came to Final Fantasy VII, when they were porting that over to the PC, the people who were doing it had asked Square Enix for like the source code for it. Source code for it, and they didn't have it.
They were like, it got lost or something, right? And then like,
they're like,
they had to redo it. I remember hearing about this.
This is basically what happened. So what they had to do, this is so interesting. So what they had to do was they actually had part of it. So they gave them, it was like an early launch source code, basically. That's what they gave them. And so they had to work again from the ground up for the PC port. And it was super interesting because players were finding that there were bugs in the PC port that were not on the PS1 version. And people were wondering why. And it was because of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Super interesting.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, like, in the days before GitHub, how much, like, stuff just disappears. Mm-hmm. Like, code and stuff like that. They just can't
Same thing happened to Diablo 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
As much as people won't agree with that, but, you know.
So, I have a question for everybody here. Like, you can be in chat and answer it, too, but... For, like, when you guys see sales, like, obviously there's the Steam Summer Sale, there's the Steam Winter Sale, there's various other sales on Steam. Are you guys, like, competitive discount people? Like, and, like, that meaning, instead of just looking on Steam for the stuff and be like, oh, this is 50% off, this is great. Are you the type of person to go to, like, Fanatical and Green Man Gaming and...
so
not too much,
all
honestly.
Those other sites
like,
to find a better sale?
When it comes to certain, like, okay. Not, I guess when it comes to physical games, sometimes I do that, where I'll be like, okay, so there's a lot of, like, places that I could get, like, a collector's edition, for example, so I'll look all over the place for which one has it. I know for some reason, at times I will get Nintendo games, like, new, like, actual Nintendo IPs at Walmart, because for some odd reason, they have been discounted to $49.99. When on like Amazon and at GameStop, for some reason they're $59.99. So sometimes I'll get them like in terms of like new Switch games that are Nintendo IPs, like Luigi's Mansion when that came out, or Animal Crossing I think was even the same. It's weird. I don't exactly know why. I don't know if they have like some kind of deal with Walmart where they sell them for a bit of a lower price, so more people will come and buy them there, which works. But I'll look at stuff like that. Lately now I've been making sure to go to GOG, because of all these old games that I love. But I don't do it as much as I maybe should, just to see if I can get a better deal on things.
Like,
I remember how long Kaiser waited for Division 2 on PC. That was an exercise in tremendous self-control.
And then it became $3, so it was worth it.
Kaiser's my hero, honestly. Like, I wish I had that kind of
patience?
self-control to wait for a game like that. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not a huge deal seeker either. I think the same thing as Morgan, but part of that is motivated by, like, I'm just maybe not the most intelligent consumer when it comes to that sort of thing. For me personally, like, it's like just like an ignorance that I have, but also part of it is like, I'm a bit wary of some third-party sellers, not like Green Man Gaming and stuff like that, which I find very trustworthy. But there was a big controversy about G2A, late last year.
One that like people
yeah, exactly, yeah. And I get worried about that kind of stuff, you know, because I heard that a lot of the G2A keys were fraudulently obtained. Yeah, and I was like, I'd rather not fuck with that, to be honest.
Getting banned because like they redeemed some like pirated game or whatever, like stolen game code. And
yeah, like I don't want to mess with it. I'm just like, I'll just buy it like as legit as direct from the source that's selling it as I possibly can. But obviously, like there are things that are legit. The Humble Store is legit. Green Man Gaming is legit. You know. But yeah, I'm not a very like intelligent, discerning consumer. I guess maybe I should fix that. Because I know you do that, Trev. I know you always know about like the optimal deal,
which is good. I mean,
yeah, yeah. I wish I did.
And like, you can make the argument and it's like, oh, you're only saving like $5 here and there, but like those will add up, and like with that amount saved, you can get like other things with the.
Well, I think that's how I ended up getting Monster Hunter World in the first place, because I can remember, oh my god, it was like almost a year ago now. Because Rory played it on his stream one time, and I was like, God, this game actually looks super fun. Because I had maybe thought about getting it because I thought it looked kind of okay during the Steam Summer Sale last year. And I ended up not doing it because it was a little more expensive than I wanted it to be, so I decided to opt out. And then Rory was playing it, and I was like, this game looks really fun. I really want this now. And Trev, I think, was the one that told me about Green Man Gaming. He's like, look on Green Man Gaming, because I looked on Steam, and it was full price. It was $60 still.
Yeah.
I looked on Green Man Gaming, and it was kind of awesome because it was, I think, $27 at that point, and then they also had a little deal.
The first time user like discount.
Yeah, they had that little deal going on, so I got it for around $23, and I was like, well, yep, this is awesome. So thank you, Trev.
I started using Green Man Gaming because of Tiff, because Tiff had a discount for Green Man Gaming for Devil May Cry 5, and like the Turbo Edition.
I remember that. Yeah.
And Tiff was like, "Does anybody want this?" And Trev, you had already pre-ordered yours.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'll take it." And
like, I couldn't have used it on mine because I don't think they sell the physical copy. I think it's only on PC. Yeah. So at the time, I didn't have a PC.
Melly, what about you? Do you hunt down for the best deals when you know something, or do you see a good deal and then buy the game because of that good deal?
I'm more likely to see a deal, or like I have games in the back of my mind that I'm like, oh, I'd like to get those, but if they ever go, I'll just wait till they go on sale. And so hence why I keep just buying things left and right during the Steam Summer Sale. Like, I only buy things on Steam usually if it's on sale.
Yeah.
I wait till winter, wait till summer sale.
Do you think that'll maintain now that you have a PC that can run a lot of newer games, or do you think you'll be buying more PC games at launch than you were before?
I think it depends on the game. I think there's still games I mean, obviously, like, I still like playing things on the PS4, and obviously if it's exclusive games, that's obviously going to be getting it. I don't know, but there are certain games I think that I would still, I don't know, I still will. I might still choose to play it on PS4 versus PC. Like, just depending on reviews, like what Trevor said about Jedi Fallen Order. I think it plays great on the PS4. Another game I think was Control. I think I'm considering getting that one, but I think I might actually get that on PS4 versus.
There's some games that I kind of do prefer console over PC at times.
Yeah.
I know Ash feels that way about certain games. Like, that's the reason why she's playing Odyssey on PS4 as opposed to PC.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
She said she wanted to get Cyberpunk on console as opposed to PC, and I thought that one was strange, but like...
That's an interesting one to me, because so usually for me, I make the decision the same way Melly does. Like, if the port on PC is broken, I'll get it on PS4. But of course, Cyberpunk is not out yet. Like, it's not broken on PC because it's not out on PC. And to be honest, I'd be shocked if it was broken on PC because it's CD Projekt Red developing it, and they're very seasoned PC developers.
The reason why I would get it on PC is because it's in first person, and at that point, like, it would be much easier for me to play in first person with a keyboard mouse. That's my reason.
And I can swap the controller for the driving.
I just want to test the limits of my 2070 and like really max it out and bullshit.
I guess that's like a question I never really considered before, because like I'm trying to think of a game that was available on both. Like, is the big release, and I think Cyberpunk's probably going to be like the first test of that. Like, what am I going to do? I think it would make sense to get it on a PC.
Well,
I think
depending on when it's supposed to come out when November. I think that's
November.
Around the time of Valhalla.
But I doubt that. I think that's going to get pushed back. Even
I don't, because I think they pushed it to November 19th because the leaked launch date for the PS5 was November 20th. I think it's supposed to be a launch title. So I think it'll launch with the consoles.
I think Cyberpunk and Valhalla coming out around the same time might be a killer for Valhalla, because like everyone's been waiting for Cyberpunk for forever.
That's another thing. Assassin's Creed. It's like that is a franchise I've only ever played on PS4, and so now I'm like, or on a PlayStation, and so now I'm like, what do I do for that? Because I've just always gotten it on a PlayStation.
See, my thinking is
the
that...
only
go ahead.
sorry, the only problem I had with getting Assassin's Creed on console was the loading times, but that's being fixed.
Yeah, that's another thing too, actually.
Yeah. So like, I don't think it's gonna really be an issue.
And maybe it's more philosophical, but like, does PS5 change that for people also in the same boat? Like, I don't know, because like I've always defaulted to PlayStation for most games.
So
that is a really good point, because like for me, I was so happy when Trev gave me My Time at Portia, because I actually had it on the Switch, and I loved it, and I got kind of far in it, but it would crash at times. And the big thing that made me stop playing it for a while was, for one thing, I didn't have a micro SD card at the time, and some of the updates that they did were kind of huge, and I couldn't download the updates for a good while, so I couldn't play it. But the load times on it was like minutes. Like, every time I was on a loading screen, so I'd go inside a building, I'd wait like 5 minutes, and then I'd do one tiny thing in there, I'd come out, wait 5 minutes. I mean, this was at launch, so... But that is one of the other things, like, The Witcher on PS4, like, had really long wait times, but versus, like, when I played it on PC, and when I played My Time at Portia on PC, it was mostly seconds. Like, at most, it would be, like, a 10-second to 15.
But isn't PS5 supposed to eliminate that as a...
Yeah.
With the SSPs,
having an SSD,
PS5 is supposed to, alleviate that problem. The thing for me, though, if the port isn't broken, I honestly, like I'll play exclusives on the console that they're, Spider-Man or whatever, right?
Yeah.
PS4 exclusive, so I get it for PS4. But, like, on the PC, I have an option of controller or mouse and keyboard. On the PlayStation, I have one option, controller. For me, I can't come up with a compelling reason why any new game coming out on both, I would get it on a PS4, when it'll look and run better on my PC.
For me, it also...
For action games, because I know you say, like, for, like, Devil May Cry and, like, Monster Hunter, like, you want a controller, like, you don't want to use keyboard and mouse for those type of games.
Yeah, I just use my PS4 pad for those. Yeah. Especially the PS4 pad, because I like the PS4 pad more than the Xbox One pad, personally.
So, like, one of the other things also is that, for me, it kind of depends on the series as well. So, like, this wasn't a PC thing, even though this game is on PC. But when Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition was coming out on next-gen consoles, it was out for the collector's edition when I was getting it. I could get it on either PS4, Xbox One, or Switch. And at that time, like, when it came to some of, like, the JRPGs and stuff, I was more so getting them on Switch, because it was nice to be able to just, like, sit on the couch with it.
That's true.
But for me, it definitely felt like a game that I would have rather had on PS4, so I got it on the PS4, because for Tales games, most of them have honestly been PlayStation. Like, a lot of them up until now have been, like, some, I think there were 2 or 3 on PlayStation 1. There were, like, 3 or 4, I think, technically, on PS2. There were quite a few on PS3. I mean, some of them were remade for PS3 as well, a few of them. and then there were 2 of them, and now 3 of them with Vesperia on the PS4. And so at that point, I had so many of these Tales games, mostly on PlayStation, besides like 1 or 2 of them. Like, because there's one on the 3DS that they remade, but the first one of that was on the PS2. And so like sometimes I feel like a certain series just belongs on that system, so that's why I would get it for that system. Because I was like, I could get this for the Switch, it'd be nice, but it just felt like a game I'd rather play on the PS4.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I forget about that sometimes because there's something to be said for system unification as well, I suppose. Yeah. Right? Like if a game comes out as the 3rd in the series, but it's the only one on PC, it's like it can be kind of awkward. You know what I mean? It's like I played the first 3 of these on my PS4, and now the 4th one or whatever is on PC. It's like, like
that's just my way of going about it. I don't always do it, but yeah, like when Tales of Arise comes out, I'll most likely buy that on. Well, at this point, it might be on PS5, but it'll be on the PlayStation. So. For
me, I have to get Cyberpunk on PC.
Honestly,
like I gotta buy it on a dog because like then they'll get 100% of the money, and at
the rate
plus
all these games are coming out with like mass downloads and stuff. It'll honestly just be whatever has storage at the time. Like that could be a factor too. Like,
but the thing is, with your PC, you can upgrade your storage so easily, right?
Well, you can do that too with. Well, you could do it with a PS4.
You can do it. Only take certain M.2s, right? Like it has to be.
Oh, that's true. How would it work?
You can't just because it's their proprietary thing that they're working with, so not every type of storage is going to be compatible with that.
Do you think that's going to be a downgrade? Because the previous systems, all of the systems were really easy to replace storage with, and now that they're going to have their own special SSD,
in theory, you could say it might be, but I think so few actual consumers actually end up doing that, to be honest. Like I think very few people that I know of who are like console exclusive gamers have ever opened a console, you know what I mean, or thought about opening their console.
Like I have an external hard drive. Like I have a 4 terabyte external hard drive. That's what I have. That I have hooked up to it. But that's what I have.
But yeah, you're right. Like storage space is a huge problem right now, right? Like if you're like even storage management is really. I will say that's one thing. Consoles they have a simplicity to their storage management. You know what I mean? Like that's just it's this very definitive thing. There's one drive, usually, and it's very simple to go in.
Did they announce when they showed the PS5? Did they announce the storage capacity of? I'm assuming it's 500, but
I don't.
PS5 is a terabyte.
Oh, it's a terabyte.
It should be a terabyte. Yeah.
Yeah, PS5 is definitely a terabyte.
I was gonna say, if it's 500,
so they should all fit, but it might not play nice. Okay, that's a good point, Podon. I'm glad you pointed that out.
At this point, I'm pretty sure they would only do a terabyte because for new Xbox Ones and PS4s, for example, the very first ones that came out were 500 gigabytes, but they pretty much completely stopped doing 500 gigabyte ones. They were only doing 1 terabyte systems. So if that was going to start out 500 gigs, I would be surprised, especially with how big games are at the moment. I mean, Warzone's almost 200 gigabytes.
Yeah, Warzone's actually.
Can you imagine? Here's my one game that I can fit on my PlayStation.
Well, not only that, but when you buy a PlayStation 4, the terabyte is a bit of a lie. It is not a full. The amount of your computer. If you think an OS takes up a lot of space, look at what a PS4 takes up. Of just space that you just can't do anything with. It's like a tenth of the actual space you have.
Yeah, I think on mine, the month runner I have is I have 800 and something free. No, it's not a terabyte. It's
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Windows for an operating system can be a little bit heavy too, but not that heavy. What
you call it? That video we recorded on Sunday, because I had everything at the max settings and stuff. The bit rate I had on there was 40,000, so that file ended up being 33 gigabytes.
I record all my streams. I run out of storage space real fast. I have 125 gigs of streams on my computer, and that's my new computer.
You need to fix that.
Do you have a dedicated? I know people who do that too. Actually, the guy whose emote I use, the Canadian one.
Yeah.
He does that. He saves all his he has VODs from when Overwatch first came out in beta. And I was like,
I should do
how
that.
much storage
wow.
do you have? I was like,
So I have so on my old computer I have all my streams saved from that, but I moved the first half of them onto a 1 terabyte external hard drive. So I have them on an external hard drive. I have them on an SSD in my old computer, and I have them on an SSD in my new computer, and that's every stream I've ever done, except for the ones I did from Morgan's house. Which aren't anywhere. They're lost to the sands of time. No, it's sorry. I downloaded a few of the VODs though, so I have like 1 or 2 of them.
those are you had to be there memory, like.
Yeah, you had to be there. Yeah. To watch the bad pathing in Shadwin, watch a guard kill another guard by walking into a box and knocking it on the other guard's head.
Those are the lost tapes, is what they are.
Yeah. They'll be in the documentary series.
So since I mentioned like the discount shopping thing, like I'm not one of those like crazy people, because there are other people who like, I don't know if it's like conspiracies or like just like people being like crazy, like tinfoil hat people, but apparently if like you use private browsing, disable cookies, like delete them and stuff, like it'll change the prices of like certain things depending on like what you have enabled and like what you have access to. I think this is just like tinfoil hat people, but like apparently if you delete cookies from like sites, delete your history, and then like use private browsing on certain sites, it'll bring up different deals under that as opposed to the ones you usually have.
Good work, Morgan, finding that clip, by the way.
So like if you're on not private browsing, it'll be like, oh, this game's $25, but if you go and delete your cookies and like history and it's like your first time on the site, it might be like, oh, this game's $18. I'm like, I don't know if that's like a...
Oh, interesting. I've never heard of that. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if it's like a tinfoil hat like conspiracy.
That's interesting.
Like...
Yeah. The speaking of tinfoil hat conspiracies, throwback to last year or 2 years ago or something. I was watching the video again on YouTube today because it always entertains me. It's like American politicians questioning Google's CEO, and like it's like a bunch of like old dudes who've never used the internet trying to question Google's CEO and like trying to put him to task, and it's bad.
Oh my god, I remember this.
Bad. It's actually incredible. Like, is like the guy was
hilarious.
like, he was like, okay, so my phone. He's like, if I go over there to the other side of the room, does Google know where I've moved? And the guy's like, well, that depends on if you're like using a Google service or not, and whether you've opted it. Because obviously, like Google Maps or whatever would know you've moved, right? It tracks your movement. It's a map service. And the guy's like, it's a yes or no question. Does Google know? It's really bad. He's like, I can't believe you don't know the answer to this question. You're the CEO of Google. Like, maybe there's a flaw in the question.
I think that's more of a like, they didn't understand what was going on. They were perpetually lost instead of like actually like something that could have been done.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard of that one too, Ice. I don't know if I ever got a chance to watch that one. That one's probably also pretty good. Oh wow, the time. It's getting late.
Wow.
Where did the time go?
Did we say we didn't actually say anything about Cyberpunk, but a whole bunch of stuff was released about Cyberpunk. So you can go watch some gameplay and stuff like that.
Did you guys end up watching that? Because like I said I was gonna go catch up on it, and I'd actually...
Yeah, me and Morgan watched it a couple hours after it aired, actually.
I know.
I think
after that, like a couple of people were able to, like, their EULA was like up, and they cocould put out like, because some people
they could
got,
talk
like,
about
tested,
what they thought.
Yeah, and like they had.
I haven't watched those yet, but I'm told that also releases more gameplay. So there's probably some stuff there too. So if you're eager for Cyberpunk news, there is Cyberpunk news. There's also some Deathloop stuff that got released. There's like a big article written about Deathloop that I haven't gotten a chance to read yet.
Oh yeah, Ivy brought that up, right? He said
yeah,
that
Ivy linked it
was
in my
gonna
Discord.
be
Yeah.
co-op or multiplayer or something. there was gonna be
Was
some
that
sort
that?
of multiplayer aspect.
I know there was something that me and Ivy talked about that was multiplayer that we're gonna play together. Yeah, I think it was
Yeah, I
Deathloop.
think
It was Deathloop. You're right. You're right. It was Deathloop.
Now, speculation. How do you think that's gonna work? Because you know how there's two different characters. There's the character that like the lady who always kills the main character, or like the main.
I wonder. I actually don't know how that's gonna work at all. It's gonna be interesting.
It'd be interesting to see if it's like versus, like you have to kill that person before they finish the objective.
We have links to our channels down below, actually, Ice. You can go click on the
that
panels
too.
there that Trev made, and they will link to each of our channels there, in like the little description about us there.
You have to click on the thing. Well, there's no well, there is a description. I lied. Never mind. I was like, there's no actual descriptions for people, and I was like, wait, no, yeah, there is.
Thank you, Ghostface. I appreciate that. So, I think, and Morgan, so I think that's pretty much it for us for tonight, because we need to hop off because it's getting very late. But we appreciate everyone coming in to hang out with us, and we hope that you've heard about Dishonored and have gone to buy it on the summer sale, and the other games that we talked about. And My Time at Portia, or Stardew Valley, and Power Rangers.
I wonder if Tony was here when I was like talking about it, because like usually he'll come in and just be like, he told me earlier that beatings are or like getting beat 10-0 improves your character or whatever. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Maybe it might. I don't know. I'm not sure if getting beaten 10-0 has ever improved my character as a person, but we'll see.
Weekly beatings. Yeah, that's what he said. Weekly beatings.
This week,
character.
We're gonna be rating someone new this week.
Yeah, it's somebody I found through. It wasn't through Megan, but it was Megan rated somebody, and I joined that Discord, and that person posted in their Discord, and so I know them from Megan's person who's.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm with you.
It's like three stages out.
Go.
Alright, so they're playing 7 Days to Die. I play Overwatch with them every so often. We do ranked.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and do this exactly.
Thank you.
/me, streamers become raiders, in all caps, and use some of our emotes if you got them.
But yeah, do you guys want to tell them about the guest we have next week? Or do you want to keep that like on the DL, or because I don't think she's told the people in her chat.
I mean, we can say, because we'll start like promoting it and sharing it.
Oh yeah. So next week, guys, we have Mop Garden on. So big pog for that.
Very exciting. Great streamer. I actually rated her earlier today. She's Canadian, which means she's awesome. And we're really looking forward to that.
Cute emotes that everybody.
She's got awesome emotes.
Yeah, awesome emotes. Yeah.
Bias.
Bias. Yeah.
To be fair, he's the 1/4 Canadian out of this 3/4 American podcast.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. We had a blast, and we'll see you next week when Ellie's on the show.
Yeah. So until then, guys.
And thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for stopping by, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
Have a good night.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.